Peace and love, chosen ones. I'm Noble IsaiahEl, and welcome to this week's forecast. I hope your week has been going well so far, and I hope you had a great week full of challenges to overcome. And to stay on track with the planetary energy, this week we're going to go ahead and do a collective Kundalini check, and we're going to do a chakra check. All right. At the base of the spine, we have Capricorn and Aquarius, which are both ruled by Saturn. For my Capricorns, get ready to receive the gifts of not just Earth, but Mother Universe herself, and help us all construct a new paradigm. Key things to consider. As you take the lead on this new construction process, remember that you've been given this assignment for a reason, so don't abuse your power. Don't lose compassion for the goal. And remember, we all play a role in this ascension process. The more you remember your why, the more the details will be made clear to you and to those who are assisting. So lead by example and set boundaries through practical applications for success this week. Remember, you are built for this. And the winter is here, and you are the one sign that can build through the winter and its hard and harsh conditions that it brings. Aquarius, it's time to set your sight on your vision and expansion. You cannot rush the process. And remember, it takes time to acquire true knowledge, and that knowledge comes through experience. Key things to consider. In order to get the gifts and rewards of these lessons, you must get out of your comfort zone and go and explore new boundaries. Beware of those tendencies to hold on to your past experiences that got you where you are today. Why? Because that can prevent growth. So you're going to have to get out of your head so you can allow the currents of your thoughts to flow freely so you can avoid stagnation. If not, don't be shocked if you're in the same cycle and conditions, same thoughts, same friends, same results as the time keep ticking. So release your fear of failures because the Earth's cosmic library is open and full of consciousness waiting to be explored and mastered by you. Moving further up along the spine, now we're arrived at the sacral chakra, and we have Pisces and Sagittarius, which are both ruled by Jupiter. For my Sagittarius, you desire to teach others by your experiences that you had with others. How you lost friends, property, finances, but you were able to bounce back because all of the strength that's developed in your hips from running this long race called life. Here's some key things to consider. While you've been running this race called life, you've gained far more than you've lost. Things like your intuition and your perception of timing. When to move, when to be still. Your intuition grows the more you gain more experience. So the sun is about to transition from Sagittarius into Capricorn and is leading the way, setting the tone, leading by example. So get ready to pass the baton, and that baton is the experiences that you've acquired through the failures, the ups and downs, the ebb and flow, the success that you've acquired over the course of this last month of setting your vision and going after it, trying to achieve it. And you need to pass it to Capricorn so that they can carry the vision into the next season. For my Pisces, your focal point is on connecting your emotional body to your creativity. You have boundless access to the unseen world that can trigger your imagination so that you can create works of art. Here's some key things to consider. You're close to the base chakra, so you'll have a tendency to want to hold on to the survival mode. But when tapping into your creative bank, try to let that go. You got a gift and a power to synthesize your emotions and to show compassion to anybody that's in your close circle. Your confidence will expand the more you look back at those tough experiences that you were able to overcome. You're naturally attuned to the mystic realm, when you can travel there at any time via astral projection, astral traveling, or even dreaming. Anytime you need more inspiration, you can check those avenues. Now, this is actually where you thrive, where you connect humanity to the mystic realm, and it's evident by the life that you live. So moving on up, we now have arrived at the solar plexus, where we have Scorpio and Aries, and they're both ruled by Mars. For my Scorpios, you are a storehouse of energy and you're ready to be used and released for transformation. Here's some key things to consider. Your will is your greatest gift and power. And when properly used, there isn't anything on this earth that can be hidden from you. Why? Because you permeate through the core of the earth, be it people, circumstances, situations, or places. Your emotional attachment to the goal will help you to penetrate any rock that get in your way. You can create daily routines that will help you with your passions and ultimate goal and desires. Remember, your zeal is contagious, so don't slack on your workload because others are watching. For my Aries, you're stepping more into your individual willpower as you express your passions through your actions. So here's some key things to consider. Remember, the war is won or lost before it's even fought. Every war, action, argument, confrontation, disagreement, dispute, friction, fighting, all is mental. And with you being the head, you got to remember to be level-headed. Why? Because you have a natural tendency to want to be first, and you have to learn how to share power with others. Your desires must be met with fire to will things into existence. But be careful not to ram others, because that's the quickest way to start a battle, or even worse, a war. So focus on your part and lead by example, not with your head. Now we made it to the heart chakra, which is Taurus and Libra, and they're both ruled by Venus. For my Libras, you are weighing the scales of many different art forms, be it personal or interpersonal. The weighing of the scales dealing with the many art forms is so that you can better express creativity from a loving way. Here's some key things to consider. Before you can measure anything on your scales must first be properly adjusted and well balanced first. Your compassion for yourself and your environment must be centered around the first principle, love. A great place where you can start is the 42 Laws of Ma'at, because you have a big task of balancing the scales of the hearts of others. Their hearts being their mind, their will, their consciousness, their morality, their principles. So judging the actions of yourself and others will bring inner peace. For my Taurus, you are experiencing earthquakes in your foundations and the things you truly value. But don't worry, these earthquakes are there so that you can get ready to take charge of your personal and private lives. The soul must be prepared. Rocks must be removed. Those rocks are the attachments to people, places, habits, the luxuries of life, all so that the seeds, which is your purpose, your aspirations, your aims, can be planted deep. Here's some key things to consider. Before you see fruit, there must be preparation. As you prepare the way, you'll begin to see all the beauty that Daughter Earth has to offer. You're rich with an endless supply of Earth's resources, but they're not going to shape themselves. You got to actually refine them yourself. The Earth have an endless and vast amount of estate, and there's so much to lust after. So the quicker that you get in alignment with your desires, the quicker you'll be able to fall in love with the process of refinement. So remember, it's the process that brings the desired results. And remember to plant the seed deep and be relentless in your efforts. Now we made our way to the throat chakra, where we have Virgo and we have Gemini, and both of them are ruled by Mercury. For my Virgos, you are harvesting crops that are deeply planted within the heart of the earth. So here's some key things to consider. You're learning how to write, speak, sing, dance, act, paint, sketch, draw, everything that's happening on the inside. So the main thing or main focus right now is the big picture versus the details, because you think that others should know exactly where you stand on certain philosophies and opinions, but it's your job to verbalize and communicate that and do it effectively. This can create competition or opposing views, but don't lose sight on the big picture for sake of the details. Now, your expressions can come off as fiery because you're trying to sort through the details of the situation, or the heart of the matter. But remember to use your words and your throat chakra to better express love and nurturing, because you are considered the mother of the zodiac. For my Geminis, you're being pushed to use your intelligence and vocalize those ideas to others that you come in contact with. So here's some key things to consider. You are a database filled with information and knowledge, and the universe is calling for you to release those and share these ideas with the world. Your focal point is learning how to be grateful for those ideas, because those ideas, you never know, can actually turn into your biggest hit or make you very successful. So the key is being appreciative of these ideas, so that you never know who you come in contact with when you share those ideas. Now, let's be realistic. We know that this can be tough for you because you know that the universe is calling you to speak up. But on the other hand, you may not like who the universe is placing in your environment to practice on. Now we arrived at the brow chakra, which has Cancer and Leo, ruled by the moon and the sun. And the moon reflects, it's a satellite, so it reflects what's going on in the inside of the earth. And the sun sends its rays down to the earth, and we're able to process that information and then project out. So the moon deals with reflection, the sun deals with projection. And we're doing this on this kingdom, this earth, and we are preparing our way for our crown. But let's get into what the sun and moon holds in store for Cancer and Leo. For my Cancers, you are birthing a new paradigm for the way that you earn and acquire and nurture finances and the things that you value. So here's some key things to consider. The birthing process is a beautiful one, and it teaches us about the creation process. Now, when women give birth, this is the closest thing that we have on earth to a creator. So too is the birthing process of a new mind. You go through this purification process and essentially become a new person. So remember, as you're taking care of yourself and others financially, don't neglect your emotional state of being, your emotional health, and try to cling on to ideas and emotions that will help you to flow upstream rather than downstream. For my Leos, you're not receiving as much rays from the sun or divine perception, because the sun is so far away from your sign, so far away from home, and it doesn't like to be in these cold, harsh conditions, so you're not receiving that much divine inspiration or perception as you would like. But don't get upset yet, because the time is coming where the sun is about to transition and make his way back toward home. Here's some keys to consider. Leos, you are a natural born leader, and you're learning to work within the community or the animal kingdom that you're a part of. And that could be those within your community, those who are in your household, your siblings or close friends, to allow them to become better leaders themselves. Remember, the sun is far away from your home, and you're not getting that much inspiration, divine perception at this time. So try to allow those who are receiving the heat and warmth from the sun to lead in these projects. So you're being reminded at this time that no matter how hard or dark or tough this winter can be, you will overcome it. The sun will come home, the days will begin to get longer, and the warmth will once again lead the way and light up your divine inspirations, which are the rays from the sun. Now we've reached our way to the top, and we have arrived at the crown chakra, and some call this Sigitolo, Solstice, or Series A. We're all about to experience the conscious jewels from the universe by way of Sirius, and this is great because Sirius is one of the most prominent stars in our solar system, and it is the dog star that gives us more conscious downloads. But to receive this download, everyone must know their part and be their part. Don't stagnate the Kundalini rising. We've done this before, and Sirius says we'll rise again. Now let's shift gears and let's look at how this week will go, starting with Monday. So on Monday, a day ruled by the moon, this is a great time to harmonize and get your emotions in tune. Why? Because you have a waning moon in Cancer that will be opposite Mercury in Capricorn, and this opposition is due to this last full moon, the last full moon that we had of 2021. We have a waning moon in Cancer that will be sextile Uranus and Taurus, so our emotions and our excitement will be high, and we'll have a chance to utilize that energy. But we have Mercury in Capricorn that will make a trine to Uranus and Taurus, so coupled with that energy, now you get to bring in a strong mindset and a practical mindset. And at the end of the day, you'll have a waning moon in Cancer that will make a trine to Neptune and Pisces, and this will be great to really harmonize those emotions. On Tuesday, a day ruled by Mars, this is where we'll begin to see the signs shift into Capricorn, and this is also where the winter solstice begins. You have a waning moon in Cancer that will be opposite Pluto and Venus in Capricorn, so be careful not to be overly sensitive, and for those who will be on the other side, try not to be insensitive. And when the moon shifts signs, at the end of the day, it will move from Cancer into Leo. So be careful for the extra theatrics and drama that will come with it. To Wednesday, we are looking at a day ruled by Mercury. And this is another great battle between the planetary age rulers, Saturn and Uranus. And we have this fixed sign, T-square, with the moon in Leo, Saturn in Aquarius, and Uranus in Taurus. And boy, is this some stubborn energy. Stubborn when it comes to your emotions. Stubborn when it comes to you restricting and holding on to relationships and different forms of technology and ideas. And stubborn when it comes to not channeling those exciting feelings that you have as far as your emotions. This is a lot of stubborn energy, and you have this great fight over keeping traditions of the usual for this solstice time, and even trying to implement the new desire for change, the way that we observe this time of the year, with a creative way that satisfies the soul. On Thursday, a day ruled by Jupiter, this is a great time where we see Saturn and Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus again, and this fight is of the old and new, and this will be played out and continued. And this is where we prepare ourselves for Friday, because this is where we're waking up a lot of energy. We're waking up to a lot of energy that will be squaring, and this is where we have to be prepared for this great fight. Now, on Friday, a day ruled by Venus, we have a moon waning in Virgo, and it'll be squaring Mars and Sagittarius. So this will be disputes over ideologies and philosophies. So be careful at the tables and as you gather in celebration, because this is where those differences can begin. On Saturday, which is ruled by Saturn, this is a continuation of the solstice. The solstice bring good time because the moon in Virgo will trine Uranus and Taurus and Mercury in Capricorn. So this is a lot of great energy. You get to really get in sync with your emotions as far as how you analyze things. And then you'll be able to have the freedom that you desire when it comes to harmonizing with others, and then being able to really apply what you are receiving from others as far as their philosophical resources. On Sunday, day ruled by the sun, this is where the energy continues to spill over, and the celebration and observance of the solstice continues. So this is a great week. A few squares, a few oppositions, but you also have a few trines and a few sextiles. So this is a great week, week that you have the ability to take control over. All right, so I hope this was able to give you some insight on what's to come this week, and I hope that you all have a great week. You overcome all your obstacles and your challenges and continue to push forth, and I will see you all in the next forecast. Peace and love. Hotep.